Someone in your neighborhood is planning this for you, they and your person pranked about. God says that you must listen very carefully right now because this message reaches you at a moment when your spirit is shifting, when the air around you feels different, when something invisible but powerful is unfolding behind you, beside you, and around your path. God says that although you cannot see it with your physical eyes, the truth is that the next few minutes of what you are reading are not accidental, not random, not a coincidence, not something you stumbled upon without purpose. God says that this message came to you because heaven insisted it reach your hands before anything else could touch your peace. Archangel Michael says don't even think of skipping a single word because there is a reason your heart started beating differently the moment you looked at this. There is a reason your spirit felt pulled, almost grabbed, as if someone whispered, "Read it now. Don't wait. Don't walk away." God says this moment is an intervention. A divine interruption. A sacred pause between what you feared and what heaven wants to protect. God says someone in your neighborhood has been carrying an energy that does not belong near your destiny. They have been watching, assuming, whispering things they do not understand. But God says you are not in danger because heaven does not allow danger to walk into your life without angels surrounding you first. Archangel Michael says he has been standing guard for days, blocking what was never meant to reach your soul. The message is not meant to frighten you, it is meant to make you aware of how protected you truly are, how divinely wrapped you are, how even the shadows cannot move without heaven stopping them at the doorway of your life. God says someone near your environment, someone who thinks they are clever, someone who thinks their jokes are harmless, made a prank about something extremely sensitive to you. They spoke about a kiss, laughed about something between your person and someone else, joked in a way they thought was small, but they did not know that heaven hears everything. They did not know their words entered the spiritual realm. They did not know their careless energy touched something that belongs to God. They did not know that the person they were talking about carries a divine connection with you that no human mouth has the authority to stain. God says this prank was not the truth, but the reality behind why they said it, the intention behind their laughter, the hidden reason they wanted to see your reaction. This is what would make you cry if you saw it clearly right now. Not because you are weak, not because you are naive, but because you are sensitive in a holy way. You feel deeply because your soul was designed to love deeply. Archangel Michael says the truth behind their words is not about betrayal, it is about jealousy, insecurity, envy, and the desire to create confusion around you. Someone saw your light, and instead of respecting it, they wanted to play with it. Someone saw the way your person feels for you, and instead of celebrating it, they tried to twist it into a joke. God says heaven sees beyond their laughter. Heaven sees their intention. Heaven sees the reasons they do what they do. God says this message comes to you not to confirm fear but to reveal clarity. God says your person never kissed anyone in the way they hinted. There is no hidden betrayal God is trying to expose to destroy you. But someone did want to make you think there was. Someone wanted you to question yourself. Someone wanted you to feel unstable. Someone wanted to see whether the bond between you and your person was strong enough to survive lies created out of boredom. God says the joke was childish, but the reason behind it was not. The reason behind it came from insecurity, the kind of insecurity people feel when they see someone chosen by God, someone protected, someone who carries a calling they don't understand. Archangel Michael says he has been observing the spiritual energy around you carefully. He has been standing between you and the confusion someone almost brought into your home, into your mind, into your heart. He says, "Tell them not to skip this. Tell them I am right here. Tell them they are safe. Tell them God is covering them. Tell them their tears are already wiped before they fall." Michael says you must breathe right now because the situation is not what you think. The reality is deeper. Heaven is revealing this not because something terrible is about to happen but because God wants you to know that He intervened before anything could touch you emotionally. God says someone in your neighborhood has been observing you more than they should. They think they know your life story. They think they understand your connections. They think they can read your emotions. But God says your life is not their entertainment. Your destiny is not their gossip. Your love is not their playground. God says He is stepping in spiritually because He does not want you to absorb energy that does not belong to you. He does not want your mind to create stories that are not real. He does not want fear to enter a sacred space meant only for peace. The prank they did, the joke they said, the whisper they spread, it was designed to trigger you. It was designed to make you doubt. But God says your spirit is stronger than their words. God says your intuition already felt that something was off. You felt it days before this message reached you. You felt a heaviness in the atmosphere, a shift in the energy, a subtle discomfort you couldn't name. You felt something wasn't right, and heaven confirms that your spirit was correct. But God says, the truth behind what they wanted to do will not hurt you because heaven blocked the emotional damage before it reached your heart. God says your person is not involved in the negative intention. Your person did not betray you. Your person did not create confusion. Your person did not participate in the deeper energy behind the joke. But your person also doesn't know how someone used their name. They don't know how someone dragged them into something unnecessary. They don't know how someone whispered something that was not true. God says this is why He is stepping in now, because if you had believed the lie, if the prank had entered your heart at the wrong moment, your mind would have spiraled. You would have overthought. You would have cried. You would have misunderstood the situation. But heaven is not letting that happen. Archangel Michael says he is placing a spiritual wall around your emotions right now. He is sealing your heart with divine truth. He is clearing away any fog created by the joking words of someone who does not operate from love. He says, you must trust God now. You must trust the peace you feel rising inside you. You must trust that heaven is always one step ahead of any confusion designed to distract you. God says nothing will go wrong for you because He is in control. God says you are safe because angels surround you. God says no human intention can break what heaven builds. God says you must pray, not because you are in danger, but because prayer strengthens the shield already protecting you. Prayer aligns your heart with the truth. Prayer keeps your spirit clean from the energy of those who act from jealousy. God says He is bringing clarity to you so that you know exactly who is who. Someone around you smiles but carries a bit of envy. Someone around you jokes but watches too closely. Someone around you pretends they know more than they do. But God says they cannot touch you. God says their intentions cannot harm your path. God says their words cannot break your destiny. God says that even if their joke was meant to shake you, heaven turned it into a message that strengthens you instead. Archangel Michael says you must breathe slowly and feel the protection surrounding you right now. He says, do not be afraid of what was said. Do not be afraid of their laughter. Do not be afraid of what you overheard or what someone told you. You are not alone. You are not unprotected. You are not abandoned in confusion. God says your heart is too precious to be played with. Your emotions are too sacred to be manipulated. Your spirit is too chosen to be touched by the insecurity of others. God says you have a purpose that goes beyond your environment. You have a destiny that reaches beyond your neighborhood. You have a divine calling that cannot be blocked by gossip, jokes, or misunderstanding. God says He is shifting things quietly. Someone who thought they could affect your peace will find themselves unable to reach your energy anymore. Someone who thought they could distract you will be met with silence from heaven. Someone who thought they could interfere with your path will be redirected out of your spiritual space. God says you must trust Him now. Trust that He is telling you the truth. Trust that He is protecting your heart. Trust that Archangel Michael is standing beside you. Trust that nothing confusing will enter your spirit. Trust that the truth you need to hear is already being delivered gently, carefully, lovingly. God says your tears will not fall because of this situation. Instead, your eyes will open. You will see clearly who speaks from love and who speaks from insecurity. You will understand who is meant to stay in your energy and who is not aligned with your path. You will begin to feel a peace that washes away all doubt. God says you are safe. God says you are protected. God says nothing will go wrong with you. God says this message arrived right on time because heaven wanted you to understand the truth before your heart misunderstood anything. God says your spirit is stronger than the confusion someone tried to create. God says He will never let your heart break over lies. God says pray now. Speak to Him. Trust Him. Let your spirit rest in His words. God says this message has been placed in front of you at this exact moment because your heart has been feeling uneasy without knowing why. You have sensed something, a shift, a strange energy that touches your spirit even when your mind tries to ignore it. God says He has been watching your steps, whispering to your soul, trying to guide you toward the truth you were meant to uncover. And now Archangel Michael steps forward with urgency in his voice, saying, "Don't skip this message, don't scroll, don't delay, because the spiritual world has opened something that concerns you directly." God says someone in your neighborhood, a person who appears harmless, someone you never thought twice about, has been observing you more closely than you realized. Their intentions are not pure, their thoughts about you are not what they pretend on the surface, and they have tried to create illusions to distract you from what is real. This person, along with someone connected to your heart, played a prank about a kiss. Something they thought was harmless, something they laughed about, something they treated as a joke. But God says the reality behind that moment is far deeper, far more emotional, and far more connected to your destiny than the joke they tried to make it. What they giggled about, what they whispered behind your back, is not what actually happened, and if you saw the real truth, it would bring tears to your eyes, not because you are weak, but because your heart has always been pure, loyal, and honest. Archangel Michael stands beside you now, spreading his wings around your energy, protecting you fiercely. He says, "Do not be afraid. Nothing bad will happen to you. No harm can touch you. Not one negative thing will reach your destiny because God is covering you completely." The prank they made about a kiss, the story they tried to build, the rumor they attempted to spread, none of it holds power over you. But the truth behind the moment does. And God says you need to know that truth because it will shape the next chapter of your journey. There is a person you care about deeply, someone whose presence affects you even when they are not around. Someone whose energy is connected to yours in a way you don't fully understand yet. This person got caught in a confusing situation with the neighbor, and instead of clearing the air immediately, they allowed the moment to become cloudy. They brushed it off, they laughed about it, they acted like it was nothing. But inside their heart, something very real happened, something that made them question themselves, something that stirred emotions they didn't expect. And God says the truth is not what you think, not what the neighbor wants you to believe, and not what the prank made you imagine. The neighbor tried to make themselves appear important. They tried to make it look like your person, and they shared something intimate, something meaningful. But the truth is that your person wasn't comfortable. They weren't fully present in that moment. They weren't giving their heart away. In fact, God says the entire moment left your person feeling guilty, confused, and emotionally shaken. And what they have not told you, what they have been hiding deep inside, is how much they regret letting the prank go that far. They weren't kissed the way the rumor claims. They weren't emotionally involved the way others want you to think. Instead, they were caught off guard and didn't know how to react. That small moment, which others treated lightly, actually pushed your person into a silent emotional battle. Archangel Michael says you must hear the next part clearly. The neighbor who participated in that prank has been carrying feelings for you for longer than you know. But these feelings are not pure, they come with jealousy, competition, confusion, and a desire to disrupt your emotional path. They tried to test your person's reaction. They tried to make themselves seem like they had some connection or power over the situation. And when your person didn't respond the way they hoped, they created a false story, a story they tried to spread as a joke, but that had a hidden intention. They wanted you to doubt your person. They wanted you to feel insecure. They wanted to plant emotional chaos in your heart so that you would step away from the one your soul is connected to. But God intervened before the damage could be done. God says your tears are not because of the rumor. Your tears are because you feel the emotional truth behind the moment. And it touches something deep inside you. Your heart is sensitive, powerful, intuitive, and pure. You can sense when something is off even if no one tells you. And this time, your soul picked up on the truth before your mind even had the chance to process it. You must know this: your person has feelings for you that they have not yet expressed fully. They are confused, torn between fear and desire, unsure of how to step forward. The prank affected them, not because they felt anything for the neighbor, but because they realized how easily something could be misunderstood, misinterpreted, or manipulated. They realized how fast something innocent can turn into something painful. And God says this moment showed your person exactly how much they care about you. How much they don't want to lose you, how deeply they are connected to your heart even if they haven't said it aloud yet. Archangel Michael says he is covering your relationship, your heart, your emotional path, and your destiny with divine light. No rumor will destroy what God has chosen. No prank will interrupt what the angels have blessed. No neighbor, no outsider, no distraction will ruin the spiritual connection between you and the person tied to your soul. God says he has seen the nights when you felt something was wrong but couldn't explain it. He has watched you doubt things, question things, feel uneasy without knowing why. Those moments weren't random. Your spirit was reacting to the emotional storms happening around you, storms created by people who do not fully understand the spiritual protection that surrounds you. But God says the storm is ending now. The truth is rising. And the person you care about will come forward with honesty, clarity, and vulnerability that will surprise you. The neighbor's prank was not harmless. It was an attempt to manipulate energy, to create confusion, to insert themselves where they do not belong. But God says their plan failed. Their intentions are exposed. And the spiritual realm has already removed the power of their actions. You are not vulnerable. You are not alone. You are not in danger emotionally or spiritually. You are protected, guided, and watched over at every step. Archangel Michael says your heart is far more powerful than you realize. Your intuition is sharper. Your spiritual connection is stronger. Your destiny is bigger. This moment was not meant to break you. It was meant to reveal the truth, to expose who is genuine and who isn't, to open your eyes, to strengthen your spirit, and to push the person connected to you toward honesty. God says your person is coming toward you with truth. They are ready to confess what they felt, what they feared, what they misunderstood, and what they regret. They no longer want distance, confusion, or silence. They no longer want rumors or outsiders interfering with your connection. They want clarity now. They want honesty. They want emotional purity. And they want you, and God says the tears that may come when you hear the truth will not be tears of betrayal, they will be tears of release, healing, and understanding. Tears that wash away fear. Tears that cleanse the soul. Tears that open the heart for something new, something deeper, something sacred. You are safe. You are divinely protected. Nothing bad will happen to you. God is with you. Archangel Michael is guarding you. Your destiny is unfolding, and no neighbor, no prank, no miscommunication can interfere with the miracle that is forming for you. God says trust Him. Pray. Stay calm. Your heart is being guided. And the truth that comes next will bring healing you didn't expect. God says this is an urgent message only for you, and the reason it reached you right now is because heaven has been watching your heart. Your tears, your loneliness, your silent prayers that no one else in your life even knows you whispered. God says, my child, I am sending this message through Archangel Michael with urgency because there is something happening around you that you must not ignore anymore. You are safe, do not fear, but you must listen. Michael has been standing near you since morning, trying to get your attention gently, but now he says, don't skip this. Don't scroll away. Don't doubt your intuition. You are guided here because something around you needs to be exposed before it grows into deeper pain. God says, I have watched your heart break too many times through things you never deserved. And now, I am stepping in directly. God says, someone in your neighborhood has been planning something regarding you, and you think you know who they are, but you don't know the full truth. What is being planned is not physical danger, it is emotional manipulation, gossip, a trap of misunderstanding designed to break your spirit quietly, not dramatically. This is why I am warning you now. They think they are playing with your emotions as a joke, but it has reached heaven, and heaven does not smile at pain inflicted on my chosen ones. Michael says they recently pranked about a kiss involving your person, and you were confused, you brushed it off, or maybe you thought it was silly, or maybe you thought it was just jealousy. But the reality behind this prank is not a joke. The truth behind it has layers, and one of those layers will make your heart ache if you don't prepare your spirit now. God says, the truth is not here to destroy you, it is here to free you. You are not being warned to fear. You are being warned so that you do not misinterpret what is coming. Archangel Michael stands with his sword lowered, not raised. That means protection is already in place. Nothing will harm you, nothing will break your life, nothing will ruin your destiny. But the coming truth will feel heavy because it reveals how some people treat your emotions lightly, while you treat everybody's emotions sincerely. And God says, "That is exactly why I defend you. Because your heart is sincere, gentle, loyal, and sacred to me," God says, "My child, you have been praying for clarity. You have been asking, God, show me who is real and who is pretending. You asked me in silence, maybe late at night, maybe with tears that no one saw. So I am answering you now. You asked for truth, now truth is arriving. Do not be afraid of what I reveal, because I never reveal anything without preparing a blessing behind it. While others around you play with emotions, you do not. And heaven honors that. Archangel Michael says the prank involving that kiss was not randomly created. It had a purpose. There were two intentions hidden inside it. One was to test your reaction. The other was to trigger insecurity in your heart so you would distance yourself from someone who actually holds real feelings for you. But you didn't know all this, you only saw the surface. Michael says the real truth will make you emotional because your person did not act the way you expected. They froze. They let others speak on their behalf. They laughed awkwardly. They didn't defend the situation the way you felt they should have. They didn't speak up for your dignity in that moment. And part of you took that silence personally, as if it meant something serious or something heartbreaking. But God says, don't misread that moment. Your person didn't defend you not because they don't have feelings, but because they were pressured and cornered in a way you do not know. What happened behind the scenes is something you must understand now before you assume the worst. Your person feels more for you than they are able to express. Their silence is not rejection, it is fear. Fear of ridicule, fear of being exposed emotionally, fear of being mocked for liking you. Because the truth is, some people around the neighborhood are aware your person has a soft spot for you, and they tease them about it behind your back. So the prank was meant to push them into confessing something prematurely. But instead, they shut down, and that moment left a bruise in your heart. God says, "My child, I am telling you this gently. The truth will make you emotional, but not broken. What is coming will show you who respects you, who pretends, who envies you, and who truly cares for you but is afraid of showing it. Your person has feelings that they hide even from themselves. They are scared of the intensity. They are scared of how deeply and naturally they feel drawn to you. That prank wasn't supposed to expose real emotions, but it accidentally did. It exposed the fear inside your person, their vulnerability, and their inability to handle situations when it comes to you. Your person's silence made it look like they didn't care, but that is not the real truth. The real truth is that they care so much that they panic when others bring your name into conversations. They become nervous, protective, confused, and overwhelmed. Michael says, do not misjudge them by that one moment. They thought agreeing lightly or laughing it off would end the teasing quickly, but instead, it created an emotional distance between you and them. God says, your heart has carried enough misunderstandings. I am not letting another small confusion grow into a big heartbreak. I am stepping in now because you deserve emotional clarity, not emotional chaos. You deserve peace, not paranoia. You deserve honesty, not insecurity planted by others who don't even understand your heart. God says, the person in your neighborhood who planned this prank did it out of boredom and jealousy. Yes, jealousy. Not jealousy of you alone, but jealousy of the attention you get, the energy you carry, the spiritual protection around you, and the quiet love that your person holds for you. They see something developing between you two and wanted to stir it, either to break it or to expose it prematurely. But their plan didn't work the way they intended. Instead of breaking something, they accidentally awakened something. Your person has been thinking about that moment repeatedly. They replayed it when they were alone. They questioned themselves, why didn't I defend her? Why didn't I say something? Why didn't I clear it? They regret their reaction, but they don't know how to fix it or how to approach you. They feel like they disappointed you. They feel like they failed a silent test. They feel embarrassed, not because they don't care, but because they care too much. Michael says, the reality that will make you cry is not betrayal. It is the realization of how deeply your person actually feels and how awkwardly, fearfully, and silently they try to hide it. You expected firmness, but what they carry is softness. You expected certainty, but they carry vulnerability. You expected clarity, but they carry emotions they are scared to show. God says, you have been asking for love, but love sometimes enters quietly, shyly, imperfectly. Your person isn't someone who plays with your heart. They are someone who is afraid of losing you. Afraid of being laughed at, afraid of being rejected by you. They think you are too good for them, too strong, too spiritual, too protected, too chosen. They know you are special, even if you don't see it yourself. God says, my child, you are not meant to carry this confusion alone. You are not meant to assume the worst. You are not meant to believe that people's pranks define your destiny. Heaven decides your destiny, not humans. And your destiny includes clarity, healing, understanding, and emotional truth. The person who planned this prank will soon expose themselves through their own words. They will slip. They will reveal their jealousy indirectly. They will show their irritation when your person tries to distance themselves from their influence. Because after that prank, your person realized something. They don't want anyone else interfering with their feelings for you. They don't want others joking about you. They don't want others creating misunderstandings. They felt protective for the first time in a long time, and that protectiveness is growing. God says, what you are about to see is emotional truth unfolding slowly. Not drama, not pain, but truth. Your person will act differently around you soon. They will be more careful, more respectful, more gentle. They may not confess immediately, but they will try to show you through small gestures. And the neighborhood person who tried to stir trouble will start feeling uncomfortable because the bond meant to be broken is actually strengthening. God says, I am sending angels to protect your heart from assumptions. Do not let insecurity speak to you. Let faith speak. Let intuition speak. Let divine timing speak. You are safe. Nothing will go wrong. The truth will not break you, it will free you. Your tears, if they come, will be tears of understanding, not devastation. Tears of clarity, not confusion. You are not alone. You are not being deceived. You are not being played with. You are being protected, guided, and prepared for a deeper emotional connection than you expect. Archangel Michael says, don't skip this because clarity is the first step to healing. God says, you are safe. Everything is happening for your highest good. Trust me. Trust the process. Trust the truth that is unfolding around you. I am with you. I will never let your heart be harmed. God says this message is coming to you in a moment when your heart is tired, your spirit is stretched, and your mind is trying to understand why you keep feeling something heavy around you even when you haven't told anyone how deeply it has been affecting you. God says this is not random. This is not a coincidence. This is not just another moment you scroll past. This is a divine interception. This is a moment heaven has chosen to speak directly to you, because something around you has been moving in silence, and Archangel Michael refuses to let you remain unaware for even one more second. God says you were guided here because the truth has been circling you for days, and your soul has felt it before your eyes have seen it. That is why you feel restless, why the energy around you has felt unusual, why your intuition keeps whispering that something is not adding up. God says listen closely now, because this message carries urgency, protection, and revelation that you must not ignore. God says Archangel Michael has been watching someone in your neighborhood, someone whose intentions are not what they pretend to be. On the outside, they act casual. They smile. They behave like nothing is wrong. They move like they are innocent, but the spiritual realm has already exposed their true intentions. They have been discussing something about you behind closed doors, something that was meant to create confusion around you. God says they did not expect heaven to reveal this. They did not expect their whispers to reach the ears of an angel. They did not expect their plan to be seen by the one who sees all things, even the things done in the dark. God says what they planned was not physical harm, but emotional harm, something designed to shake your trust, something meant to disturb your peace. They thought it would be small, something funny, something to brush off as a joke. But God says it was not funny. It was never innocent. It was meant to hurt your heart. Archangel Michael says your person is involved in this more than you know. Not in a way that destroys your destiny, but in a way that reveals their immaturity, their confusion, their weakness when influenced by the wrong people. Something was said, something was done, and it is coming back to you now because divine truth does not hide forever. They pranked about a kiss. They joked about it, made light of it, spoke carelessly. But God says the reality behind that moment will sting, not because it destroys you but because it reveals who truly respects you and who does not. God says this was not a betrayal of your worth, it was a revelation of someone's character. And heaven is stepping in before this truth reaches you through the wrong hands, before it is twisted, before it becomes a wound. God says you need to hear it in the right way, at the right moment, with divine protection covering your heart. God says the reason this message is urgent is because your emotions have been sensitive lately. You have been picking up energies without understanding why. You have been sensing shifts in the spiritual atmosphere around your relationship, your environment, and your personal life. You have been feeling a mixture of heaviness and intuition. God says your spirit felt the truth before it arrived because you are spiritually gifted, and you do not realize how deeply connected you are to divine revelation. Your soul reacts to what others hide. Your heart feels dishonesty before it is spoken. Your intuition alerts you before people even decide what they are going to do. God says you are ahead spiritually, even when you feel behind emotionally. Archangel Michael says the person in your neighborhood who participated in this conversation never liked the way someone feels about you. They never liked your presence. They did not like your influence, your light, your spiritual energy. They felt small next to you, threatened by your strength, intimidated by your potential. They are the type of person who laughs when others are weak, who stirs drama when they are bored, who creates chaos when they feel invisible. They wanted to feel powerful by turning a moment into a joke. But God says what they did was reveal their heart. God says this person has been watching you more than you think, noticing things about you that you never shared, quietly observing you with envy, fascination, and irritation. They pretend not to care, but spiritually, their energy has been heavy toward you. God says your person was foolish, not malicious. They were influenced. They wanted to impress someone, wanted to avoid being teased, wanted to appear strong or detached, but their actions were weak. God says what was said was not the full truth, and the real story is different from what you will hear. The reality is not about a deep betrayal, it is about insecurity, immaturity, and confusion. God says your person did not plan to hurt you. They were caught in a moment they didn't expect to matter. But because your connection is spiritually significant, even small actions carry heavy consequences. God says someone else twisted the situation, inflated it, dramatized it, and